Actually, I want people to talk about ghosts after watching the film.
In this episode, I sit down with Ratchapoom Boonbunchachoke, who is the director of this incredible film, A Useful Ghost, one of the best queer films of the year. It's about essentially a vacuum cleaner ghost. I don't want to give too much away. We get into it a little bit in the interview, but it's a wonderful film, and it's Thailand's submission to the Oscars. So nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well.
I'm a huge fan of your film.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite films of the year, really.
Thank
you. This is your first feature.
Yeah.
It's one thing to get into Cannes.
Oh, yeah.
You got into Cannes. You won a major prize in Critics Week at Cannes.
Yeah.
And just recently, it was selected as a submission to the Academy Awards for the country of Thailand.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's a very remarkable trio of achievements for a first film.
Yeah. It was way beyond what I expected when I started making this one. I never imagined it to be even in Cannes or being representative of Thailand for Oscar. I never expect that for honestly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's well-deserved. I think the film is so bold and vibrant and literally free-spirited.
Yeah.
It is a really fascinating thrill ride. I went into it really knowing nothing other than there is a ghost in a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
So let's just start with that because, everybody will at least know that. What made you compelled to choose the vacuum cleaner as sort of the apparatus of the film?
I mean, I also did some research about how cinema as a medium visually depict ghosts on the screen, how viewers, audience could identify, could say oh, this is human, this is ghost, or sometimes it's a makeup. They have bruises, they have wounds, or they pale, or they translucent, or they're floating, they don't have feet, or something like that. And there's another traditions in American cinema that I kind of interested, poltergeist, that ghosts are invisible, but they try to communicate with the living by moving objects around the house.
คนตายกลับมามีสองสาเหตุหนึ่งคือวิญญาณยังจำได้ว่าใครได้ทำอะไรกับมันไว้สองมีคนเป็นยังจำคนตายคนนั้นได้นี่เรื่องจริงเหรอ
In the first draft, Nat, the main character, she's always died of respiratory disease caused by dust pollution. Dust pollution is real in Thailand. I think just 10 years ago, it became a big thing in Thailand. People talk a lot, especially in the winter. During the winter, dust pollution become worse in Bangkok and in the north especially. So I kind of incorporate this actual details into the film. So since she died of the dust, so I think it kind of makes sense that if she returned, she would be in the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Well, it really works. And another thing that's really unique about it is that it doesn't use CGI.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what the process was of making the vacuum?
Yeah, because I was a short filmmaker before, and I kind of enjoy all the practical effect. I don't want to use CGI at all. Because the film is Singaporean co-production, so my Singaporean co-producer, she suggested this industrial designer from Singapore who actually designed vacuum cleaner for the market.
Okay.
Real.
Oh, real?
For real. Initially, I was worried that because I thought we're going to work with artists to design the vacuum cleaner, but to work with the real actual industrial designer, I kind of think maybe if he could understand the film, if he could get sense of humor or something like that. But after our initial meeting, I gave him some reference, some of my idea, and he came back with 6 options, which were all wonderful, really wonderful. And I picked the one that we see in the film.
And it's really effective because she's feels like a character. She's very funny. You feel attached to her.
Yeah, I mean when she moves the wheels and make a sound, a really squeaky sound. I like that a lot. Yeah, you cannot get that from CGI.
Also, we should just say that this film, obviously that's sort of a silly premise on the surface, but it's not a silly movie. It's a movie of, there's silly elements, but it's about a lot of things.
Yep.
Pollution, class, grief.
Yeah.
And I think it's really effective in talking about all of these subjects in this really sort of unique way.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what you wanted to say with this film?
Oh, actually, I want people to talk about ghosts after watching the film. But in Thai context, it's even funnier because in Thailand, it's full of ghost story, and we tell tales about ghosts all the time. And I want audience to talk about them, how we as a living could relate to the past that managed to fail to become a prison, and how can as a living person in the present could do something for that past. Yeah.
The country submitted 32 times to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Last year, was the first time that you were shortlisted.
In shortlisted 15 films, yeah.
If this film is someone's entry point into Thai cinema, where would you recommend they go next?
If I go to the classic, I would suggest Ratchapoom. He's like I think he's like a modern of a father of modern Thai cinema. His first film is for me is a masterpiece. It's called Country Hotel. It's an absurd story about this country hotel. So weird. Like the whole 2 hours film doesn't make any sense. It's just people stay at the lobby of the hotel and random characters just show up and do strange thing and leave. Yeah, you should check it out.
There's a lot of negative things being said about the state of cinema, but I think one of the really positive things is that I guess because of the way that we watch cinema now, and maybe even slightly because of the downfall of the American cinema, I feel like countries are really embracing other countries' work, and the Western world, like just how they've embraced Korean cinema, for example, in the last 10 years. So I really hope that there's a surge, and that I hope that A Useful Ghost is a part of it, because
Thank you.
It's just, I was so compelled by it and surprised by it, and you really should be quite proud.
Thank you so much. Such a kind word, yeah.
And I hope that it becomes the first Thai film to ever be nominated for an Oscar.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to take your photo.
Oh,
And you're going to join the...
it's not a pop, it's real.
These are, yeah.
3, 2, 1